Welcome to our second Fearless Women Summit interview of today. July is kicking off with a lot of energy here, and I'm super excited to introduce you to Vicki Ostendorf. Welcome, Vicki.
Thank you. This is going to be fun. I can't wait.
You and me both. One of the things that I'm really excited about with Vicki, who is the founder of the Athlete Lab, which previously did business under Try Fitness, she's going to be bringing her talk to you on August 9th. And the title of her talk is What's Stopping You? So, Vicki, tell me a little bit more about, well, first of all, what's stopping you?
What's stopping me? Nothing's stopping me. That's why I want to give the talk.
Awesome.
It is really like one of those things that, I've been in this business for many, many years, and I've seen over and over like people stopping themselves, right? And not believing in themselves, not understanding what they're capable of doing. And so I want to talk about like what's stopping you as an individual, and then helping you understand those things and giving you reasons not to stop.
Mm-hmm. Now, I noticed when I was looking up your bio because Charla shared all of the speaker information with me, and I was looking up your bio. I was looking for some articles on you. I'm super curious to find out about my speakers, but you have a bunch of certifications, a bunch of numbers and other things behind your name. So tell me a little bit about your favorite certification and or way you support people.
My favorite certification. I don't know that I have a favorite certification. I think all of my certifications allow me to service my clientele better, the people that are interested in joining me on their journey or allowing me to be part of their journey. I'm a personal trainer. I am myofascial certified, so I can do body work on people. I'm USA Triathlon certified. I am Ironman certified. So not only am I certified in all of the things, I do all of the things. So I'm a triathlete. It's a you maybe have done enough research to find out. I've done 6 Ironman events.
Hmm.
I'm the only woman ever to complete an Ironman on a fat tire bike, which is just another level of crazy. Wasn't my idea, but I did it. Um, so I don't necessarily have like a favorite certification. I will tell you that I love seeing people succeed. I love seeing them start their journey, and I love helping them through that journey. And I still have people, and I have people that are in their 80s still on that journey. So it's always fun, and it's always inspiring to see people where they're at and take them to new levels.
As long as we're still alive, we have the opportunity to improve, right?
Exactly. Yes.
So 6 Ironmen. I did not find that in my research. I saw 4 online, and I did see the article about the Panama City Fat Tire Ironman that you did, which was impressive. So yay for getting that PR out there. For someone who's saying, Vicki, that they struggle with consistency when it comes to their physical goals, because being a personal trainer, I'm sure you hear all the excuses in the book, right? What how do you deal with a client who comes to you and they're like, you know what, Vicki, I really want this and something is stopping me? How would you motivate them, or what would you say to them in that moment?
Usually in those situations, what I do is put it in a different light, right? Allow them to realize the opportunity where, like maybe they're seeing it something that is a hindrance, and maybe it is, but that hindrance may also like there may be other opportunities. So I'm not a person that tells them necessarily what to do or how to manage it, but I do try to help them understand what they may not be seeing, right? I think we just get stuck in our patterns. We see what we want to see, we do what we want to do. And I just try to shed light in a different way. So I help them in the ways that I can. But ultimately, it's up to them, right, to get on board with that. And I mean, at the end of the day, it can either be an excuse, or, it can be that, yep, that's a pain in the ass. Like that's a hindrance to me. But you know what? I can look at this a different way and I can still make the things that matter to me happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you sharing that. And it's important to recognize that, your goal may be different from some of your clients' goals. And this is something that I used to work with all the time. I used to be a health coach and I've run a half marathon. I haven't done any Ironman. I have no desire to do any of that.
Good.
But people tend to get in their own way more than they think they do. And it's almost like sneaky because it's almost subconscious, right? They just never question that they can or cannot do something because they have no history of it. That was actually something that helped me with my goals is I never failed at it. So I'm like, well, why not? Why not
Right.
now? Why not today? I don't know if I can do it, but let's find out, so sometimes some experimentation is part of the process. Now, I know you have a physical training studio. Is that correct?
We do. Yes. Yeah.
Where are you located?
We have a studio here in Bedness Heights. It's right off of County Road E. So we're kind of right in the mix of everything. We moved here in March. So it's been a little bit of a transformation from where we were previously, but it's been great. So we not only have the physical studio where we do the workouts, but then we have an infrared sauna, and they're in the process right now of putting in a shower. So pretty soon we'll have all of the things. It's just been that time of transformation for us as well as the athlete lab.
Awesome. And thank you, Lisa, for joining us. And feel free to comment if you have any questions or things that you want to ask Vicki directly, because we'd love to see more comments here. One of the things that surprised me, Vicki, when we first connected was we were talking a little bit about the pandemic and how a lot of fitness trainers had to shift to online model. And you surprised me because you said, no, I've always done the in-person model. So tell me a little bit about the advantage of sticking to the in-person model over like some of the virtual training options that we have these days.
Well, I think, at that point in time, it was like the pandemic was such a shock, like to everyone, like nobody knew how to navigate it. Right. And so we're trying to figure that piece out. And then we're losing the personal connection, right? The being in person. And so I immediately, we immediately got shut down. I mean, like the state of Minnesota shut everybody down for those couple of weeks. But in those couple of weeks, I had to start thinking about, okay, what are my opportunities? And so, immediately we went online and, like as coaches, we were doing things virtually. But as soon as they, kind of allowed us some leniency around like you can't have anyone in, personally, like I kind of fudge that a little bit. Like I moved in-house for people. I made sure we were socially distanced because in my mind, right, if we could go to grocery stores and we could do those things and be around other people, we could also be working out. Like it's like we could still social distance, we could wear masks, we could do all the things to be healthy, like keep ourselves healthy, but also continue to work on our fitness and be present, right? And in that, give people that outlet where I think, again, like people get just confined to their homes and it's like, what do we do now? Like everybody's home. I don't know what to do. I don't have my norms. And so I tried to create as much normalcy as possible in that situation, still keeping people safe, right? So I think again, like I did, it was March, right? So we were kind of forced to do some things inside, but man, as soon as we were able to be outside, like I took things outside to a football field nearby. I took things into the parking lot for, like whenever I could. But I tried to just maintain that consistency in whatever manner I could.
Yeah, I think consistency is the key there. And you brought up a good point is normalcy, right? Like we all found our new normal, whatever that looked like. And for some of us, the new normal is we didn't want to do yet another thing inside of our home. We wanted to get outside. We wanted to get some sunlight. We wanted some vitamin D. We wanted a break from all of the new normal that was showing up for us. I know that's one of the things that inspired me to join the gym again was I'm like, I cannot be in this house anymore. Like I need to get outside of this house. That was a huge inspiration for me. Now we do have a question from Lisa in the comments here. I'll put it on the screen there and read it out loud. But what would you say is one obstacle you've had to overcome, and what's the accomplishment you're most proud of? Asking the deep questions here.
Wow. One obstacle. Honestly, there are so many obstacles, and I do think that the pandemic, right, that was a huge obstacle for all of us, and the fact that there were so many places that were closing because of the pandemic, and not necessarily right away, but over time, like it just took a bunch of the smaller businesses out, and I think I am super proud of the fact that our community stayed pulled together. They stayed behind us through that. So they were coming in when they could or however they could. So they would show up at the football field, and we would make money doing that. So I think I am super proud of the community that has been developed just around the athlete lab. So really, like it felt like a huge obstacle at the time, but like that community, that support, like not only me supporting them, but that's us supporting us was so huge. That feels so good.
Yeah, I love that you bring up the idea of community because that's one of the reasons that I was inspired to host my very first Fearless Women Summit. As a longtime speaker, I'm usually the one who shows up, does my piece, and then pieces out. And this was the first time I raised my hand and told Charla, hey, hell yeah, I want to bring this to the Twin Cities because it's never been offered here. I mean, they happen in Florida, they happen in the Philippines, they happen all across the world, but we've never had it here in the Twin Cities. And I recognized that one of the things that I was searching for as a business owner, as a speaker, as a person of this community was I want more community. I want more connection. And for me, that happens at a live event. So I'm just curious, Vicki, sticking with the fearless idea, what makes a woman fearless in your mind?
Honestly, I feel like all of us can be fearless, right? I think really fearless just means, doesn't mean that you can't be afraid, but it's a matter of what do you do with that fear? Do you take it as that point that thing that shuts you down, or do you take it and embrace it and do something with it? I think that's kind of my thing. Like there have been many moments of fear. I think back to like the day that I left the gym, that like the idea of even opening my own business, right? Like I was doing just fine in the role I was before. And I could have continued down that path, but I saw like a greater opportunity. But man, like the fear of actually like quitting and opening, so it's that thing, like what do we do with that? Do we let it define us, or do we define what's going to happen because of that fear? So I think we can all be fearless. It's just a matter of overcoming the fear.
Mm-hmm. So it's a response, it's an action, it's a response to what's coming up with us around that fear. And you're right, Vicki, the scariest thing in the world is to just hang your own shingle and be like, yeah, I'm open for business. I'm going to do this. I spent 16 years in corporate, and it was the most terrifying and exhilarating thing I've ever done to quit corporate for the last time and say, I'm done with that. I'm unemployable. And many people who are speaking on the stage here are also unemployable or have been owning their own business for quite a while. Some of them have multiple businesses and multiple books out there. So I appreciate your definition of fearless. Now, you are sharing and you've been preparing intensely your talk on what's stopping you. Tell us a little bit about, without giving away the main plot or main thing of your talk, what is one thing you're excited to share about your talk on the stage on August 9th?
Well, I'd say one of the things that I'm super excited to share is the thing that we have developed that is really for everyone. And I can't, like, I'm not going to spoil it. You got to come to the talk. I think, it's really, it is that thing. Like, I want everybody to understand, like, what we're seeing as our limitations. And then I want to be the person we want to be the people that support you, right? To help you understand that those limitations, although they may feel like game stoppers, maybe they're just little hurdles. I really want people to understand where they're at and embrace the opportunity. So we've got the thing that is 100% guaranteed, to allow people to feel successful and set goals. We get to hold them accountable, right? We want women to, like, live their lives to their fullest. So that's what we're going to showcase in August.
I'm looking forward to it, and I love that you didn't spoil anything. Does the thing have a name?
Thing does, but it might give away what the
Oh.
thing is. So
No spoiler alerts here. Just you got to come to the event.
you gotta come. You gotta come. It'll be worth it. It's not just for me; it's for all of the people speaking. It's going to be such a great event. I'm so excited.
Me too. And by the way, on our last speaker call, like, you also are donating an amazing giveaway we're going to have one lucky person in the audience winning a giveaway. I don't even have the total value of this giveaway yet because I have speakers who keep bringing more stuff to me and saying, Jen, I want to give this away. So one person is going to win this amazing thing. But even if you don't win at the event, you have the opportunity to connect. You have the opportunity to network. There will be vendors in the room offering products and services. There'll be books. A lot of the speakers have published books or are soon to publish books. And Vicki has the thing, which will help you stop procrastinating, stop avoiding, and actually get some accountability towards your goals. So, I mean, it's a win-win for everyone. If you're watching the replay here and you don't have a ticket yet, get your ticket. Look below this video, share this event with a couple girlfriends in your network who might want to attend with you. I'll put the link below here. You can also see it on my profile. But Vicki, is there another speaker that kind of intrigued you on one of our calls and you're like, I want to hear more from this talk? Was there any speaker that stood out for you in that way?
And to be fair, like, I don't think I've been on enough talks to speak to that. I know, I mean, I've been on a couple, and I think I haven't done my due diligence to really understand what amazing group of women I get to share the stage with. But I am I mean, I think each of us have a different level of experience. We have knowledge, we have things to share. And I know I'm just super excited to learn from everyone.
Me too. It's going to be a powerhouse group of people, and I mean, I have access to all the talks. I have access to all the expertise that's going to be in the room, and it's going to be amazing. I've participated in a lot of events before. Again, this is the first time Minneapolis is seeing this type of event. One of my speakers is actually hosting another one in Milwaukee in 2026. So you'll hear more details on that when you attend the event. Just going back to your talk, Vicki, and something that you are excited for. Just curious, you had an opportunity to apply for this event. I'm not sure how many other events you've spoken at. What made you say yes to Fearless Women Minneapolis?
Really, like, I love the name. I love just the concept, right? Fearless woman. I mean, I just, like, I want to get on board with that. I want to be behind it. I want to be part of it. There are a lot of opportunities. This just seemed so perfect, right in my wheelhouse. So that's why I want to be part of it.
I'm so glad you said yes. I'm so glad you're one of the speakers who's going to be sharing more about what's stopping them and how not to be stopped. Is there anything, feel free to share, how can we connect with you? How can we learn more about you and what you do at the Athlete Lab?
Can we drop links below on this to connect?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
Our websites are Athlete Lab MN. Oh wait, athletelab.com. Wait, which one is it? Oh, dropping them below. Um, if, because this is new. We have tfcoachingmn.com. That's where I started. I'm also the founder of Rocket Racing. So not only do we have a physical location for training, we put on races. One of the great things about our races is for our running races, kids race for free. Really, any kid under 18 races for free. So, we're really trying to involve the youth population as well as their parents. I think one of the best ways to connect with your kids is to be active with them. I will tell you from my own experience growing up, like my parents were super active with us. And I think it made all the difference to like who we've become as adults, just our journeys. But having that connection is, I think, really important. Of course, I'm in the fitness field, but I think, just seeing how parents like being good role models for their kids, showing them like leading the way and then engaging with them on that physical level is super important. So I think Lisa dropped our links below for how you connect with us. We've got great opportunity. Even if you're not in our area, we have great opportunity to help individuals. I help people train for like not only just life, but I help people train for Ironman events or marathons, half marathons, or even if it's their first 5K. So I have a swim coach that, if you're the person that as an adult, you're like, I maybe want to do a triathlon, but I'm definitely afraid of the water. We have those opportunities. Even if I'm not the person, I have people that can help in those realms as well.
You bring up a really good point, and feel free to, I know Lisa's going to be popping the links below the video, and you can connect. If people want to connect with you directly, Vicki, what is the best way for them to do that?
My email is Vicki at tfcoaching, so tryfitnesscoachingmn.com.
Wonderful. And yeah, you can post that directly underneath if you feel comfortable. This is streaming on LinkedIn and YouTube, so if you feel comfortable, or if you want to connect with Vicki, you can certainly send her a comment. Excuse me. And I'm sure she'd be happy to connect with you. You bring up a good point. We're in summer, and even though it's been kind of rainy here in June, unfortunately, it's the season for races, right? Bike races,
Everything.
runs, triathlons, like all of the situation. So Vicki can get you up to speed. If you're like, well, I'm kind of curious, maybe I'm not sure, check her out. Check out what she's doing.
And I will say we just had a couple of weeks ago our women's only triathlon. I am obviously a huge advocate of women supporting women. And when I started the race company, it was really important to me. I've done enough triathlons where, they're guys and gals alike doing the same event. And I love that atmosphere. But I will also say that I know there's a unique atmosphere when it's just women. So I had the opportunity to, I have enough experience to develop this race that is only for women. We encourage people of all levels of experience. We even have what we call the Virgin Triathlon for newbies, right? It's a shorter distance, but it's just my experience where I wanted to create an event that was less intimidating. I mean, triathlon is intimidating from the get-go, but I think as soon as you put men in with women, it becomes more intimidating. And I think just women I think athletes in general have a tendency to support other athletes, but women just have that bond that is immediate. And really wanted to support and encourage that.
I love that. And that's what we're all about here at Fearless Women Minneapolis. I know that I never would have considered running a half marathon without getting support from a run coach. So if that's something where you're interested in the women only event, you're interested in receiving support around that, I highly recommend Vicki and what she's doing there, because she's got the info, she's got the intel on the best places, the best place, the virgin options, or more safe, supportive communities. I agree. Athletes are super supportive of each other and of folks trying things that are outside of their comfort zone, which I love hanging out with people who are like that. But thank you so much, Vicki, for being a part of Fearless Women Minneapolis. Are there any parting thoughts you would like to leave us with before we conclude today's interview?
I think my only parting thought is there is no reason to not join us in August. Whatever your reason is right now, take a hard look at it. We're going to make it worth your while. It's going to be super fun event. You're not going to ever experience anything like it. So take your reason and quit making an excuse and buy a ticket today.
Well said, Vicki. Of course, I'm a big supporter of this event, but I'm also speaking at this event. So you can learn everything from, this morning we talked with Christy to talk about how allies can help us close the gender divide. We talked about what's stopping you. I'm going to be talking about the power of public speaking. We have other folks talking about life and leadership and all sorts of amazing topics. We have someone talking about branding. I mean, this is going to be a powerhouse event. If you don't have your ticket yet, please get your ticket. I do have a special girlfriend bundle that's running from now until July 15th. So there's no excuses right now. There's no like, well, unless you're on vacation, enjoy your vacation, go to that wedding or whatever's going on. But if you don't have something on August 9th, you need to be in the room with us. Well, thank you so much, Vicki, for joining us today for Fearless Women Minneapolis. I look forward to seeing you on the stage.
Thank you for your time. You guys all have a great day.
Take care.
Bye-bye.